I'm back. I promised. At some point, I promised. And today, that promise is coming true. I got here myself a burger from Burger, sponsored by Burger. So today, we're going to be rating on a scale of 1 to 10 on the flavor, texture, and probably some more flavor and texture. I'll think about it as I go by. Actually, you know what? We're going to go by goopiness. Throwing a wild card there, yeah? Yeah. Okay, let's jump right into it. Now, I should know, as I'm eating this, this is a regular patties with a little bit of sweet. Like I said, it was cherry chipotle seasoning mixed in on regular white bread burger buns, right? So far, I'm gonna have to say, really, it just tastes like a meatball sub without any of the sauce. And how I feel so far, I'm not too sure. Let me get a few more bites in, and we'll jump into the meat of it. Mmm. Mmm. That's good. Maybe one more for good measure. This is a tough one. I'm gonna tell a little story in the meantime while I think of my final verdict. So, in order to get this burger from Burger, sponsored by Burger, I actually had to fight. I had to fight the Pope for this. Yeah, and he got me. He almost got me too. Look at this. See that? The Pope bit me. So what did I do? I gave him double pneumonia, and I sent him to the grave of 88 years old on Easter with the Easter Bunny to witness. Yeah, he was there. He was there. And that Easter Bunny ain't no bunny. It's actually Jesus Christ in disguise. He's also the Tooth Fairy, for those of you who don't know. Now, what does he do with these teeth? That's another video. I'm going to save that one. I'm going to put that in my back pocket for later. Now, I showed up to the Vatican that day. It was a fairly good morning, and I ran into a representative of Burger, sponsored by Burger, from Burger. And they told me that they would only cook me, Rowan Alexander Dashiell Keaton, food reviews, a burger, only if it was the highest quality meat. And so, obviously, I figured, where better to get the highest quality meat than meat from the gods, right? Or God, in this sense. So, I wandered into... Camera Guy, what's the Pope doesn't work in the Vatican. The Vatican's not like a temple, is it? It's just the city? Okay. So I went into the Vatican, and I ran into the main hall, and there was in a little washing dish that they got, you know, the things that they put their little tootsies in, right? Their little fingies, and they wash them off, right? As they give sermon or whatever. There was a single slab of meat. There was a meat cube in there. And so I went to go grab the meat cube, and who shows up other than the Pope Francis himself from the right of me in a corridor? He was just walking out of his daily incense burning and interpreting the words of God for the people of the Vatican. And obviously, he came out here, and he didn't like that. And he was like, "What are you saying, dude?" And so I went to grab the meat, and then all of a sudden, his little Pope staff, right? That they have that little thing at the top. You know what I'm talking about? Pulls that out of his back pocket. Shink! It turns into a sword. And so what do? I grab the cube of meat and I flip the bowl at him, right? And it turns out the Pope's also weak to holy water, and he starts disintegrating there, and he gets some in his lungs. And I'm assuming that's how he got the double pneumonia. Nothing else would make sense. Nothing else could possibly make sense. So while the Pope is down, I bend down near him, and as he's on the floor whimpering in pain, I kiss him on his sweet, wrinkly forehead, right here. And I was like, it's okay, Pope, it's okay. And then I walk out of there with the blessed divine meat from the Vatican. And I bring it to Burger Town from Burger, sponsored by Burger. Burger. And they cook me this. And, you know, I'm a very, very basic guy. I don't, I'm not too big on condiments and all that. Really wish I had some mustard, actually. It's not in relation to anything else that's very current in this time. But, I'm thinking today, I'm going to give this probably a 7 out of 10. Not a bad burger. Not the greatest either, but that's also probably my fault. The meat's cooked pretty well. And the seasoning's pretty good. And texture doesn't really affect me, but I imagine for like the average person, I would say this might be a 4 on texture. It kind of looks like a scab, a big scab. And goopiness, of course. That shit ain't goopy at all. I mean, that's like a 2 goopy out of 10. Yeah. Thank you for coming back to the Rowan Alexander Dashiell Keaton food review channel or whatever. And there is more to come. I'm working on it. But quite frankly, I'm just so lazy. All right. And every time I go to film one of these, which we do have stuff backlogged, it doesn't feel like I got it anymore. But I feel like I owe you guys one as my loyal fans, right? I feel like I owe you guys one to bring this back. At least one video. So that's all for today. And then there's outro music.